so you want to be poly. Or a friend of yours has described themselves as poly. It gets a bit messy, but I'd say that people use it in 4 different ways, and those are in nature, as in, are you polyamorous as a person? It's your nature. Your state, are you actually currently factually in love with 2 or more people? Your desire, third one, do you want to be in love with 2 or more people but you're not? Or fourth one, do you have the freedom in the terms of your existing one partner to fall in love with another? Right, so let's step through those. So the first one is in nature, when someone says, I'm polyamorous by nature. But if you're still in any doubt that humans are polyamorous, then you haven't learned to think about generations of romantic infidelity and other cultures, or your own culture centuries back, or our closest primate cousins, or our reproductive physiology, or human mating rituals. You only need to turn to Sex at Dawn and Sperm Wars, the books, to understand about the different tribes and generations where polygamy is or was accepted, or to understand how the size of the human testes is closer to that of the mate-swapping chimp than the mate-guarding gorilla. The second definition I gave is polyamorous as a state of my partnership. So are you in love with more than one person as it stands at the moment? If you're not, then you're just in a normal monoamorous relationship. And if you're not in love with one person, then you're single, potentially dating, potentially not. But if people are saying that they could be in love with more than one person quite easily if they found them, then that's closer to the nature definition of polyamory that I just explained. But you'll find a lot of people in romantically closed relationships who won't say, oh, humans are naturally polyamorous, because they're scared of their spouse's wrath or their vicar, or having to deal with society-inspired jealousy should our beloved ever start dividing time and attention. So the state definition is very simple. Are you in love with 2 or more people? Now, love is quite hard to define, but I have my own ideas, and different cultures have their own ideas, and English fails us here. Love is a sort of umbrella term. It's quite all-encapsulating. Even the Greek terms aren't very informative. The third definition is in desire. So I'm polyamorous in desire. That's effectively when people find themselves saying that they want 2 or more loves, right? Romances. And I find that such declarants aren't able to tell me why that would make them happier. They're able to say why it would make it more exciting, but that's often in the context of how they are seen by other people. Put them on an outer world in the throuple, and it loses its appeal when no one else is introspecting and watching them. It's like, oh, that group is polyamorous, how exciting. People live a little bit off that cred, off that label, of being perceived like that, right? In fact, we see that thruples suffer more from stress tests and are wobblier even than female-female relationships, the least stable of the 4 monoamorous dyadics. So as it's taught in Buddhist teachings that talk about what it is to want by definition, and to want is to be lacking, and to be lacking is to be unfulfilled. I promote not utterances like I want to be in a polycule or in love, but I am open to and more fulfilled by a polycule or love, or I'm maximizing opportunities to be in a polycule or be in love. This way we are going through life with open arms and not empty arms. And the fourth definition is in policy. So am I polyamorous in policy, in the terms of my relationship? So I dissuade people from talking about whether they have permission to do things in their relationship. Rather, they should be thinking more about, is it in keeping with the terms of the relationship and the consistency of my behavior and words so far with my partner and theirs with me? I write further about boundaries, and so we can classify this based on my writings on boundaries as a second-person instruction, which unfortunately is a sort of control, not a boundary. It's like, you better do this or else, rather than saying you do what you will, the sort of let them theory, and I will react to that in accordance with my values. It's less don't fall in love with other people and not even back off them or back off you, but it's more like if you fall in love with someone else, then we will have to redefine this relationship, won't we? Again, this isn't because love is divided or diverted, but because time, attention, resources and money and incoming opportunities like going to things together like one's brother's wedding as a +1, those are finite. So if any of this is resonating with you, and I get a lot of clients that come to me and people just passing by and in parties and things say, I'm poly or so-and-so is poly and this, and they all have these different definitions. Only 1 or 2 of these is useful, and I mean policy and state. Are you polyamorous in that you are potentially open but most likely closed and you love more than one person? Or are you politically poly? What's your policy? Are you romantically open? Are you okay looking at other people without judgment from your existing romantic partners? So if that's something that you want to have me help you navigate, then find time with me at ryanminti.com. Thanks for listening.